Hello there, again. I'm out here in the woods, deep in the woods, showing off my brawn, my big-time manliness. If I had a favorite dessert, it would be brownies, topped with whipped testosterone. Catch my snowdrift? You may be wondering, why am I out here in these woods? It's to test out my new survival book, Stephen Lett's Guide to Survival. Let's take a look, shall we? Number 1. Find spot to live. That's good advice, Stephen. Here we go. That looks like a nice shelter for warmth. A place that I can lay my head at night and think about my baby. Let's look at step number 2. Drink pee-pee when thirsty. Don't waste on writing name in snow. Stephen, I'm gonna have to ignore this step. I'll find something else to quench my thirst. What about number 3? Don't die. Wait until Armageddon. Time to put this book to the test. I still think John Cedars is wrong.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the exjwkid channel. I'm David, the exjwkid. If you've been here before, you've probably noticed that I look a little bit different. That's because I invested in a new camera. I got a new shotgun mic, so I got a lot more quality with sound and video. I think it'll help me take my channel to the next level, the top level, so I'm very excited about that. If you've never been here before, I do all kinds of different videos dealing with the XJW community and Jehovah's Witnesses. Everything from doing skits like you've seen in the intro to original music videos. You know, so I try to do a lot of humor to help people move on and get over the ugliness of leaving a organization, a high control organization or a cult known as the Jehovah's Witnesses. I encourage everybody to move forward in their lives, continue to strive forward, and try to better yourself. Don't let what happened in the past in your life drag you down in the future. Now in today's episode, we're gonna take a look at the comments, people's reactions from my last video, which was me disagreeing with John Cedars on the topic of whether or not the governing body knows that they're lying and they're full of shit. He suggests that the governing body actually believes what they teach. I, on the other hand, believe that they know exactly what they're doing. A perfect example of this would be is that they continuously talk about the end days and these are our last days, and they put that fear in your head, but yet they say that, but they're doing all kinds of stuff, making all kinds of business choices, because that's what they are, business choices, like how they got their new headquarters built in Warwick and they left behind the old headquarters. They're planning for the future all the time, but yet they don't want you to plan for your future. They don't want you to go to college. They don't want you to be career driven. They rather have you out there pioneering or going to Bethel for free and working on the weekends in field service and pushing those, or hanging out at the carts, getting crashed by people. But you know, they know what they're doing. That's my view. So tonight's episode, we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna take a look at what my fellow YouTubers had to say. We're gonna take a look at what people thought of the intro, and then take a look at what people thought of the actual content of the episode and their opinions on the matter. And then we're gonna end tonight's video with, are you ready for this? Current JW comments. They're fantastic. So let's jump right into it. Alright, Jude 3, my buddy Jude 3, he says, I agree, David. The governing body are crooks, liars, and false prophet, and they do know what they're doing and what they're lying about. I sometimes watch John Cedars, love his content, but like you, I certainly don't agree with a lot of his views. It's not hateful to disagree. You did a respectful job here, bro. Thank you. And no, thank you, Jude. And I definitely agree with that. The episode was not an attack on John Cedars whatsoever. I'm a big fan of his. I've even mentioned in other videos in my past about how I enjoy his content. I watch his channel all the time. So it's funny how so many people reacted in a negative way and acted like I was attacking Mr. Loyd Evans, when in fact I was not. Then Apostate Jerky Boy says, self-appointed anointed. A couple smiley faces there at a crack that I made. Thanks for the mention, man. No problem, buddy. Love the points you made. Woman of the Nang, she's got a really cool channel. She says, love the intro. Thank you very much. Tend to swing between you and Cedars on this subject. Sometimes I think they must be deluded and actually believe all this crap. Other times, I really feel like they know it's all bullshit. Enjoyed your presentation. Thank you very much. Glad you liked it. And yes, I actually did have a lot of different opinions that are in the middle range, and I'll get into those coming up. Vinnie Vincent says, Vinnie Vincent says, and the intro was cool. Although Loyd Evans does bring a lot to the table, I don't believe that the governing body believes their own bullshit. I concur, Vinny. Son of Thunder says, I couldn't agree more that the governing body is knowingly evil. You have to suspend all good sense and reality to feel otherwise. I take it a step further and often wonder if the Raymond Franz thing was not a controlled operation to put everyone at ease about the real workings on the inside. It was too convenient. It left us with the impression that they're just too busy to know that they are deluded. Not buying it could be wrong. I've actually kind of thought this way in the same aspect. A lot of people, and there's quite a few comments about Ray Franz and his point of view and what he had to say in the past in the famous book, or should I say the infamous book, Crisis of Conscience. It really is kind of hard to take it at face value, because how do you believe anything? I would like to believe everything that he says, but it comes from the point of a guy that was a governing body member. For all we know, he could have been, Mr. Raymond Franz could have been sworn to not give away the full secrets of the governing body and the organization of the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Pennsylvania. But only time will tell, right? Okay, so that wraps up some of the fellow YouTubers and their comments. Now let's move on to some other opinions, shall we? My buddy Steve Walker says, hey mate, great video again. I think you're right. If people want to believe in God or whatever gives them comfort, then good for them. But unfortunately, the org is just a front for business, in my opinion. The governing body are just the owners, and they try to make it look like they believe too, just so people will buy their product. Just my view on it, not gospel, of course. LOL. Hope you have a great day. Thanks a lot. Great guy here, by the way. He does a lot of good things for his family, and I talk to him regularly and I wish him well. What's up, buddy? Patrick Owens says, you are asking for it now with that title. The intro is good though. Thanks, man. And yes, and that brings me back to the point where a lot of people took this whole thing as an attack, because they almost view John Cedars as a second coming of Jesus or something, because they act like because he does so much good that you can't criticize him. And that in itself is a problem with Jehovah's Witness mindset. Even if you're an ex-Jehovah's Witness, it seems to stick with you because it almost looks like you're looking to replace the governing body with another savior. They put themselves in Jesus's place. So now some people are holding up John Cedars, Loyd Evans, on this pedestal, acting like, you know, he's their new savior and shit. But he does do a lot of great. I'm not knocking him. But you cannot take another man and put him, you can admire people, but you cannot put them in a position where they're untouchable and free from judgment. Cut off the name here on accident, but hey kid, kind of sort of agree with you, but I think one of the reasons so many people view him as a real resource, maybe because he doesn't attack the organizations in a personal level like they know, and they do it on purpose. I think that it's a bit more appealing for people that are just starting to wake up when they're still afraid to listen to apostate lies. I know, because I felt that way. Any harsh approach and the protective walls went straight up. Yes, and I totally agree. I think that Loyd Evans does a fantastic job and is probably one of the top, if not the top, channel for helping witnesses awake, because he approaches it in that way. Now, some other XJW channels, our main concern is not really waking people up. I don't really do my videos in an approach to where it's designed to wake people up. If it does, that's fine, but my videos are pretty much mostly for the XJWs, people that are already XJWs. And it's more of a community thing to where we can poke fun together and basically help people find a community and move on and find commonalities in each other's lives and things like that. But John Cedars' channel, now that is fantastic for the cause of awakening people. Okay, Moulin Rouge says, and I actually do love your intro. Thank you very much. Pro intro right below it, and thank you very much. Kind words on that, I appreciate that. To what nobody says, cannot help but to agree. In 2 Corinthians 11:14, of several versions and translations I've checked, the idea is Satan transformed himself into an angel of light. The older New World Translation that I have and the new version both add the word keeps and transforming in the old version, disguising in the older version, disguising in the newest version. So basically implying an ongoing action. I found this a bit odd and honestly chilling. When you consider the idea of this ongoing new light, also I think it goes without saying that anything that is true or truth should stand up to criticism and examination. Isn't this a maxim of life? Totally agree. If you go out on a limb continuously and take such a pride in saying that you have the truth, you should be able to debate with people. You should be able to be approached with questions and examination and to see if what you have to say holds water, because you say it's the truth. Now the thing about the truth is there's no getting around it. When you're presented evidence, you either can back it up or you cannot. Boom. Rebecca Pearl says, oh geez, I forgot to put her in my fellow YouTubers thing. Oops. Sorry, Rebecca. Rebecca Pearl says, I really admire John Cedars' work, but I would have to go with you on this one. Thank you very much for seeing it my way, Rebecca. Okay, James Journeyman says, your overall position on this issue resonates with me. Still, there are those in the organization and even among the governing body who are in fact deluded as Loyd holds. Consider this statement from the late former governing body member Ray France. Told you it was coming up. Jehovah's Witnesses believe that this organization is God's one channel, that all of God's direction for people on earth comes through this channel, and the men on the governing body believe it. He emphasized I believed it. And that's the reason I was party to some things in the past that today I feel shame to think I even had a part in. Yeah, so see, he's referring to what Ray had to say, Mr. Franz, or Brother Franz, in the past. And considering that he was 100% truthful, I can see the argument there. Are you guys ready for a rude comment? I nearly stopped watching because of that. I assume they're talking about the intro. Luckily, I was on the other side of the room, so by the time I could get there, it was over. Oh man, that hurt. Like, don't say things like that. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever been taught that whole rule, like, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all? Because obviously not, and that hurt me, that crushed me. Forced me to drink. I'm sad now. I'm going to take a drink now, whiskey, because you made my feelings hurt. You crushed me. You crushed my inner heart. That's really Irish. I am, but I wasn't born there. And then at the bottom we got sinning against the Holy Spirit. There's no forgiveness of this sin. I would be careful. Okay. Alright, I have a lot more comments that I was going to mention, but I really didn't think it would take this long on time, so I'm going over on time. So I'm going to get right to the current Jehovah's Witnesses comments. Alright, first up we have, I feel sorry for you and John Cedars. You know, that's short, direct, and sweet, so thank you very much for feeling sorry for me. Haters and apostates are unrepentant former members who were expelled for conduct unbecoming of a Christian, as well as those who expel themselves because they are faithless. So what we have there is the comment that is often used, and it doesn't sound repetitive at all. It doesn't sound like they were told to say things like that in response to apostates. This one is a golden ticket. I think I'm going to end with this one. You're disgusting in your you don't... Okay, this brings me to an important point here. As much reading as the Jehovah's Witnesses do, how come their comments are the most illegible comments that can possibly come up? Like, I don't mean to sound mean here, but it's a struggle to read through these sometimes. So just bear with me on this one. You're disgusting in you don't sound very intelligent to me. At least Brother Rutherford was okay. We was previous in them early days. But can't you forget that he makes me laugh is ones that leave the truth and more obsessed about it than wanted to ring the truth in the villages crazy. What the fuck does that mean? I can't even decipher that. Oh my god. I need to get like fucking Rutherford's book out. Maybe one of Charles Taze Russell's books. Maybe he's got something in his pyramid bullshit that he had going on that I can like decipher, you know, like count the number of blocks, and then there's probably some code or formula in the pyramids that would explain comments like these. That's what I'm thinking. Or it's like other dimensional something. Damn, that's crazy. Oh, okay. One more. I keep saying I'm done, but I'm not. One more. Same person that said they feel sorry for me and John Cedars, right? You said governing body is using the org for financial gains. How many rich people do you think has joined the org? I bet you're having a hard time to think about this. No, I'm not. and I'll tell you, and I'll break it down. I'm gonna break this shit down real quick. That just sounded like Peter Griffin a little bit. I didn't mean that. But anyways, the problem with this guy's argument is simple math. And I can't, you know, they don't let you like learn stuff, so I get that. But if you do some simple math here, right? So say that there's 6 million witnesses in the world right now. And say on an average week, somebody, they get their paycheck and they want to donate, so they donate $10 to the box, right? So you're timesing that 6 million by $10, and that gives you a gajillion billion $600 trillion. God, I mean, come on, man. That's not real math, by the way. But what I'm saying is here is you take these little amounts, but you're timesing it by all the members around the world globally, and that goes into the organization's many names, and what you get there is a shit ton of money. So the fact that these members are poor doesn't mean jack shit when it comes to the overall worth of the organization. Come on, man. Anyways, hope you guys liked this episode. If you did, if this is something that you enjoy watching, if you want to see some freaking original music videos that make you laugh and some skits coming up, hit the like and subscribe button down below and comment and let me know what you thought of this video, and I will see you in the next one. So take care of yourself.